Good morning, students. I hope all of you are in the best of your health and happiness. As our preparation for the midterm exams are going on, and the topic heredity recapitulation is left. In last class, I explained you the terms based on the heredity chapter. That what is the heredity? Heredity means the transfer of trait from one generation to another generation. Then, what is the definition of genetics? What is um, dominant characteristic? What is recessive characteristics or genes? Okay. So all the definitions, all the terms you have to go through the video and learn it properly. Now in today's class, we will discuss about the Mendel's experiment. In last class, I explained you why the Mendel has selected the pea plant, and it is a very important question. Also, I told you that Mendel selected the pea plant as the pea plant has the many different characteristics. Okay, like the tallness and short plant, tall and short plant, then the color of pod, color of the seed, then the shape of the seed. In this way, the pea plants are having the 7 different characteristics. So this is the first reason. The second reason that pea plant are doing the self pollination. Third one, the pea plant lifespan is very small, so we can get the we can study the more generation in a short period of time. Okay, and they can grow in the small area also. So in this way, there are the different reasons. That's why the Mendel selected the pea plant. Now in today's class, I am going to revise the topic, that is what is the Mendel's experiment and what are the laws based on it. So the first Mendel has selected the pure tall plant and pure short plant. He got the pure tall and pure short plant of the pea by the self pollination. Okay. After 1 2 generation, when all the plants are tall, then he um, told them the pure tall plant, and then in this way he got the pure short plant also. After that, he has done the cross pollination between the tall plant and short plant. So Mendel was expecting maybe the mixed type of the plant he will get, but out of his imagination, what happened? All the plants were tall. In the F1 generation, all the plants were tall. So by appearance, all the plants were tall, and that's why the Mendel told that the tallness is a dominant characteristics. Okay, and F1 generation means the first filial generation. Now, after that, the crossbreed between both the F1 plant, in F2 generation, he got 3:1. 3:1 means 3 part of the tall plant and 1 part is short plant. Okay. So here he got the both type of plant, 3 part tall plant by appearance and 1 part is a short plant. Now, how it happened? You can see here capital T and capital T. It is the genes or alleles you can say for the tall, which is showing the tall characteristics, and small t is showing the short, dwarf plant, means short characteristics. Now, when the genes gametes will form, here what will form? One capital T, and here it will form small t and small t. After the crossbreeding, here the both are there, uppercase T and lowercase t both are there. But then what happened? All the plants were tall. By appearance, all the plants in the F1 generation was tall. Understood? So in this way, um, the tallness is represented the dominant characteristics. In F2 generation, you can see here both capital T, one capital small t, capital and small t, and two. So this is 100 means one part. If the phenotype means by appearance. Appearance what happened? 3 part is the tall plant and 1 part is the dwarf plant. Okay. So phenotype ratio if we will see, then it is 3:1. But if in the genes ratio we will see, What is the genotype ratio? Then here what happened? One part is pure tall, two part is hybrid tall. It is having the both, one capital and a small t. So it is called hybrid tall. And then one part is pure dwarf plant. So 1 ratio, 2 ratio and 1. That is the 1 ratio 2 ratio 1, that is the genotype ratio. Okay. Now the next two. What is genotype? It is the description of the genes present in an organism. As I told you, like capital T, both capital T, pure tall, one capital and one small t, that is the hybrid tall. Understood? And phenotype, it is the characteristics which is visible in an organism by appearance. Okay, that is called phenotype. First filial generation or F1 generation, when the two parents cross to produce offspring, their offspring is called first filial generation. Okay. Second filial generation or F2, when the first generation offspring cross among themselves to produce the second generation, this is called second filial generation or F2 generation. Like here you can see in F1 generation all plants are tall, okay, and that is hybrid. So here if you will see the phenotype by appearance all are tall, but in genotype it is the hybrid. Clear? And when the F1 generation are crossbreed, the generation second what we are getting, that is called F2 generation. And in F2 generation by appearance it is 3 ratio 1, 3 part, that is the tall, and 1 part is the dwarf. Okay, and genotype ratio is 1 ratio 2 ratio 1. On this basis, Mendel has given the law, that is the law of segregation. What the law of segregation is saying? It states that Mendel's first law of inheritance or the law of segregation state that the characteristics or the traits of an organism are determined by internal factors which occur in pairs, and only one such factor can be present in a single gamete. Student, when Mendel was studying about this inheritance, that time the genes, they were not knowing about the genes, so he used the term that was the factor. Genes was uh, means it was coming to know after some after time when the Mendel has done the experiment. That time they were not knowing about the genes, so he used the term that there are some internal factors, and these factors are present in pair, like you can see here. These are present in the pair, capital T and small t. And when the gametes are formed, okay, when the gametes are formed, then the each factor can be present in a gamete. In means like from one it is produced two gametes. Clear? So this is the law of segregation. Again I am explaining the characteristics of an organism are determined by the internal factors and which are present in the pairs, and only one pair or one factor can be present in a single gamete. Okay, means they will be segregate, and this is called law of segregation. Understood? Now the second, the law of independent assortment. What is law of independent assortment? Um, Here the Mendel has done taken the two characteristics. Now the next law of Mendel has given, that is the law of independent assortment. Before understanding this law, let me explain you. For this, Mendel has taken the two characteristics for study. Like in first experiment, you have seen that only taken the like tallness and shortness, one characteristic is studied, and this type of the cross then is studied for, that is called monohybrid cross. Here what happened? The two characteristics, that is round and yellow, and wrinkle and green. Capital R is representing the round, and capital Y is representing the yellow color, and here small r is representing the wrinkled. You can see the seed here, and small y is representing the green color. Okay. When the gametes are formed, that time what happened? The gametes are formed in this way. You can see over here. From here, R and Y. From here, small r and small y. Clear? And then this is forming the gametes here, ry, capital ry and capital ry. So um, in detail this experiment already I explained in my lecture when I given explain this experiment. You can see over here. So when the gametes are formed, yeah, the round and yellow and wrinkle and green. Okay, so each and every characters, each and every trait, independently, they are um, inherited. Like you can see here, Mendel's second law of inheritance or law of independent assortment states that in the inheritance of more than one pair of traits in a cross simultaneously, the factors responsible for each pair of traits are distributed independently to the gametes. Okay, like here for the round, capital R can what we can say pair with the small y also. You can see here, like here, capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. Okay, so in the first generation all the yellow, then in second generation what happened, these are the gametes form, small r, small y, small r, capital Y, capital R, small y, capital R, capital Y. Okay, so each and every characters are segregate, they distribute independently, they are not depending on other, not like that the round is just combining with the yellow only. No, round is combining with the green also, and the wrinkle is combining with the yellow also. Okay, so here what the law of independent assortment states that the inheritance of the more than one pair of traits in a cross simultaneously, the factors responsible for each pair of traits are distributed independently to the gametes. Clear? So in this way to the gametes they are independently distributed, and this is the law of independent assortment. Here the Mendel has taken the two characteristic for study. It is called dihybrid cross. Here the uh, phenotype ratio is like you can see here, uh, 9 ratio 3 ratio 3 ratio 1. Here yellow color, yellow and round, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 9. So 9 are round and yellow. Here round is dominant characteristics, and y y means yellow is also dominant. So if there is small r is present or small y is present, then also which the phenotype will be round and yellow. Okay, so round and yellow are 9, then round and green. Round and green are 3, 1, 2 and 3. Then wrinkle and yellow. It is also 1, 2 and 3, and only one, that is wrinkle and green. That was only one character, only one part. Okay, so the phenotype ratio of the dihybrid cross is 9 ratio 3 ratio 3 ratio 1. Clear, students? So in today's class I explain you that uh, what is the Mendel's experiment and what are the laws given by the Mendel. The first one was the law of segregation, and the second one is the law of independent assortment. Then I explain you the term that was the monohybrid cross and dihybrid cross. So if you are having any doubt, students, you can ask me in the comment section. And this experiment already in my previous video is there, so go through it, and there you can find out this all representation in the Punnett square also. So easily you will understand that. Okay. Have a nice day ahead.